the NFL, I guess, I don't know if they put this out online or what, but the end racism message will not be included in the back of the end zone for Super Bowl. This is the first time since February 2021 without this message. And
Whitlock's guy. That's Whitlock's guy.
Your guy and Whitlock's guy, TJ Moe, said congratulations to everyone. We have beaten racism. He's being funny on Twitter.
Not my guy.
That's like one of your close guys, close friends. So, like, I guess what's your take on this, JB? Love it. Sure you
Good. Good. Can we have the white national anthem this year at the Super Bowl?
We always do.
No, we don't. It's called the national anthem. It's just the national anthem.
Yes,
but the black national anthem was announced yesterday that you could have the black national anthem. We're gonna have another black national anthem. I'm like, what the fuck is a black national anthem? My homeboys, all black homies, by the way, they were like, what the fuck is a black national anthem?
I didn't know either. I'm not gonna say or lie. I didn't know it at all.
That's my point. Isn't that our point?
Not knowing it.
But that's our point. Like, my homeboys were like, "No, what's a black national anthem?" I was like, "I don't know. What's the white national anthem? Do we got a white national anthem? Where's the Mexican national anthem, homie?" I'm trying to
find Mexico.
Where the Mexican national anthem? No, it's Cinco de Mayo Day, homie. I'm trying to figure out what's cracking. Here's the bottom line, homie. We had Black Lives Matter in the end zones for a long time. It was ran by a racist white motherfucker that a lot of black folks didn't even know about. She bought 3 mansions in California alone. And then a sister who ran it for her bought 2 more mansions. One of them was burnt down in Palisades. She's now looking for a fucking GoFundMe to fucking recoup costs. But she milked millions of black folks to think that she was doing something for black folks when she was doing nothing but for her fucking self. And then we had Black Lives Matter in all the end zones. Then we had end racism in the NBA and NBA. It became more prevalent to me than it did. It didn't eliminate shit. It actually made it more prevalent that we had worse. It got worse and worse, Smitty, if you know what I'm saying. Like, the shit kept getting worse, not better, but we kept putting it in everybody's face. It's like gay pride every year. We got out of 365 days, I believe there's 282 days on a calendar that we celebrate some sort of gay pride day or event. But Black History Month is the shortest month in February. And I know a lot of black folks that are like, man, fuck this month. I just want to be treated like everybody else. Like, that's what I wish we got back to, homie. Fucking humankind, homie. I'm over the race shit. I'm just so tired of it. I'm just fed up with it. Like, I wish we just had fucking just normal, me and Smitty walking down the street, never met each other. What up, dog? Ooh. I just don't know why it's always so shit. I think our kids are fucking doomed because we as adults fuck up the room by bringing all this shit into it all the time. And I don't know why we ever had it on there anyway. Like, we already know that, right? As grown folks, like, we shouldn't be racist. I don't know. Like, is that not fucking common? I just don't know. I don't understand why we push it and force feed it. LGBTQ.
Do you think racist people have common sense though? Because we agree there are racist people. So, like,
because you're not born racist, right? It's a learned trait, right?
Right. So I'm saying they whatever they've learned it. I'm saying now as an adult, as a racist adult, I don't know if they have common sense. Because you're right. People like me and you who are not racist, to be racist is just it's idiotic, right? Like, it's
how do you
and to not like you because of your color and nothing else. That's dumb. It makes no sense. But we do know there's a ton of people out here who literally think that way. It is what it is. So that's number one. Number two, back to the main topic. I'm indifferent. Like, I never watched the game and was like, damn, they got end racism. Like, cool, man. Like, that's gonna change the game. I don't think it did nothing. It's for optics. We know they did it in 2021. It was in the middle of the pandemic when everything was going on. The George Floyd situation. I think the Jacob Blake situation. In Milwaukee when the Bucks, decided to sit out and not play. There was a lot going on during that time. So from an optics standpoint, the NFL did it. Do I think it changed anything? Not one bit. Actions matter. But I'm not someone who believes that we should just ignore it and just remove it from textbooks and not talk about it and act like it's nothing, like it never happened, and act like it's not something that still happens in certain areas. And still, because to me, like, ignoring it and being ignorant to it isn't the solution either. I don't know what the answer is, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, you can't fully control people and how they're raised and how they're thought. If someone's grandfather was a racist, they're gonna raise their son to be a racist. Their son gonna probably raise their son to be a racist until somebody at some point has their own mind. They're like, hold on, this is stupid. This don't make sense. And then hopefully it'll break off. But there's no actual way, no matter how many words we put out here, to be able to break it. So listen, I hear you. you may not want to hear about it all the time, and I'm the same way. It's not something that I want to always hear about, especially when I'm watching sports or I'm watching certain things. Like there's a time and place for everything, right? But at the same time, just turning a blind eye to it and just ignoring it and acting like it doesn't exist and just being ignorant to it, I don't think is the solution either, because now we're not putting any energy to actual things that we see and still happens in this world today. So that's my take.
But it goes both ways. There's black racists all over the place. And so do I get to put a sign up?
JB.
That's the part I want. That's my point, though, Smitty. We need to just stop the dumb shit, like all together. Idiots come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
That part is true.
So why are we fucking keep nitpicking at this dumb shit, homie? We put it on the biggest stages. Do you think that racism ended the fucking after the NFL season this year?
No, I just said that. No.
No, what the fuck are we doing? Like, come on,
Again,
man.
I said the NFL is doing it for optics. That's what the NFL is doing it for. It's optics.
So the NBA.
It's optics. Yeah,
so
any of these big sports platforms are doing it for optics. I agree with that. But I'm saying the bigger, you're thinking micro. I'm saying macro, the bigger picture. Now we're seeing them removing like slavery from the textbooks and the curriculum. They're removing Jim Crow and certain things that actually happen in our country from education. They're trying. So what I'm saying is, this is my opinion. Big picture, I don't think we should be ignorant to stuff that has happened, because history repeats itself, and again, it still happens. Like at the end of the day, you and I might walk around and it don't happen to you and I, and we're good. That don't mean it doesn't happen. There's a whole entire country that we live in, a world that we live in. So it still needs to be something that is talked about, so people are aware, so we can grow and move past it. You're right. Ignorance comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, everything, but. And listen, I guess I don't like speaking in whole, because I never, everything, like everybody's not the same and all that, and I get all that. But like most, at least people I grew up with, most black people I grew up with didn't just walk around just racist and just hate white people for no reason. I know people who are black people who don't like white people for sure, but it's like it's legit stuff that's happened to them, and reasons that happened to, especially, I'm gonna be real, older people in my family who were, whether it's grandmas, grandfathers, people who grew up a certain era. I can understand why they might look at a white person a certain way, because they was living in the time where shit was real bad. So I guess two wrongs don't make it right, but I can understand that. Where on the flip side, we know that the racist whites, they just don't like black people. Like it's not like a black person ain't had to do nothing to them, and they ain't had to hurt them, ain't do nothing. They just literally just do not like us because of who we are, and that's point.
What about the racist blacks that don't like whites? Are you going to mention them? I
just brought it up.
But you went back to the fact that you don't grow up racist.
Like let's not be like, let's be real too. Like, I know you're a white man, but you're a real one too. Like.
But I've grown up to see
who has always had the power in this country. Let's be real, white men. So,
but here's the thing:
it's the power dynamic too that we're talking about. The black racists who don't like white people has not been an impact. It is not. Whites weren't slaves in America. Whites weren't red line.
There were white slaves.
There were
white slaves. Don't say it. Don't lie.
Racist blacks.
Don't lie. What
has been the impact though from the racist blacks though? Like, I guess that's my question.
But Smitty, we got. How long you hold on to it, homie?
That's my.
No, like seriously.
So that's why.
But seriously though,
how long are you gonna hold on to it? Trying to act like it's the same, because it's not. Like me and you talk.
No, but I'm saying though, how long are you going to use it? Smitty, you can say it all. We already know the history lessons of this whole thing.
But I'm saying,
how long are you? How long are you going to hold on to it? And not just you. I'm not saying you. How long are we, or whoever's discussing this out there, going to hold on to that narrative that we're still being held down, we're this, we're that, we're this, is my point. Whites and blacks. I'm saying both sides. When are we going to get over that? Because just real quick, 7 of the top 10 NFL players are black.
Yeah, JB, like, because it's sports. That's the one
area. Saying though,
most of us are more athletic than y'all. Let's just call it. This is the really show.
When are we gonna stop? How long are you gonna use it? How long are you gonna use it?
Black people are, for whatever reason, God gifted us differently physically. For if you got 1,000 brothers and 1,000 white men, We gonna have better answers for y'all for whatever reason.
But we don't have to pay you nothing, right?
It's a money conversation. Black people, yes, we got our foot in the door in sports, and we kill sports.
We don't have to pay you,
homie. Let's talk about the everyday living black. And again, I'm not the guy that's here saying, oh my God. I'm the guy preaching that, hey, understand what the situation is, but also figure it the fuck out. That's my mindset. I'm never here saying, oh, we'll never have a chance. I've said that 1,000 times. Anybody who knows me knows my mindset. I'm a fucking hustler. I'm gonna figure it out. But at the same time, two things can be true. That don't mean I'm gonna be ignorant to reality and ignorant to people who live in other areas, especially down south, Atlanta, Alabama, different areas where it's not the exact same. We're blessed out here. We're in LA. It's different. It's free spirit. And everybody. It ain't the same. I'm from Indiana. They're different. I got homies and stuff who've been through all time. So I'm saying it's different situations. Like I that's all I'm saying. It's not the same way it used to be, but it's also not just erased. I think a lot of white people think racism is just erased, and black people just making the shit up. That's not true either. So that's all I'm saying. It's somewhere in the middle, y'all. It ain't what it used to be.
Nothing you and I, nothing you and I can do about it. Nothing anyone that we know can do about the past. And yet, the more we bring up the past, then the more racism exists. And that is my whole point about the things we see optically. And that's just what it is.
Let me ask, before we move on, though, you're saying bringing up the past makes people today want to be more racist?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see that?
So you don't think those people were already racist? You think
you think
they're watching NFL game and it's like, they got end racism in the end zone. Man, I fucking hate black people now.
No. You didn't listen to what I said. There's racism on both sides. The more we put this out in the faces of people to see and use against each other is going to create racism at an all-time high. It's going to continue to get worse. We had a decline in racism for a while, or at least we didn't talk about it socially. Now it's come back. Like, let's be honest. It's come back with political figures. It's come back with political discussions. It's come back with presidential debates and races. And now it's back. And then ironically, we're taking it off the biggest stage of all sports. The number one viewed event every year is Super Bowl. And ironically, now we're taking it down finally. It's been on there, though, for how long? This doesn't end it, Smitty. This don't end shit. I just think it keeps continuing the rise. I think we just need to fucking move on and be better humans. Like, I don't understand why.
In utopia, I agree.
We race bait on fucking major platforms every single day. If I were to reverse that and I go on and talk about only white quarterbacks and how white quarterbacks are getting fucked, I would be fired immediately or canceled. So it goes both ways. That's all I'm saying. We need to just get back to calling it real and what real recognizing real and be equal and just talk about real shit. Because if anyone other than their self talks about another race, it becomes a fucking race battle and bait show. And Ryan Clark talked about Josh Allen. JB talked about only the black quarterbacks. He only talks shit about the black quarterbacks, the ones I've coached my whole life. So, like, we bring it up, though. We bring up this whole debate about it, and then you have people that create their own opinion and create a narrative about that particular person because you saw one short video or one clip or one part of the show.
Right.
That's the point. But you don't know my history. You don't know shit about me, what I've done. But you saw a clip that I say that Matthew Stafford's better than Lamar Jackson, and then I'm racist. Or, in fairness to whoever on mainstream media, you see a bunch of clip, boom. Well, guess what? Then we put in racism on in NFL end zone and NBA midcourt, and then Black Lives Matter and all this shit. And then what happened to All Lives Matter? Then we started that shit, remember? It just continues to fucking steamroll. It's a snowball effect that continues to be the next social fucking what do you call it? Propaganda or cliche that we're going to use. What's going to be next year? I think there's other races that have arguments that we don't talk about. It's always black, white, black, white.
Well, because we the dominant. It's America. It's dominant here. We the dominant. But listen, I'm with you. I guess in the overall this topic is specifically about end racism, having logos and phrases in the end zone. I don't think they do anything. I think they're literally doing it for business purposes. It's a good look topic, point blank period. That's what it is. And I agree with that. All I'm saying is, in the bigger picture, I guess I just disagree with we should just like not talk about it, is what I'm saying. I don't think not talking about it, just because we're not talking about it socially, doesn't mean it's not happening. It's my opinion. So, but
it's always happened. It always will.
Right. Exactly. And I think Josh asked the question, Smitty, in your opinion, how do we end racism? You don't. I don't think we can. But because you can't do something, because you can't end something, doesn't mean you can't make it better. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think for those who want to fight certain things, just because it's a struggle or you don't think it'll ever end, don't mean you should just sit there and be like, all right, well, fuck it. No, it's okay. You still want to put work into something, making it better. So